Good morning, guys. We're down beside our riverbank, and the crazy dogs running around behind me are probably going to make too much noise, but it's okay. So the life of amputees sometimes is a little bit complicated. When we decide we're going to get in the water, we don't want to do it with our regular prosthesis. It will destroy it, especially mud and sandy mud like we have here on the Arkansas River. So those of us who can will create their own water prosthesis, and this one's kind of unique. I'm a scuba instructor, so I made a prosthesis that has an adjustable ankle, so it can go into the flipper position with the push of a button and return so that I can walk. This one's also held on by a lock system that screws into the bottom of my silicone liner. This just rolls up on my leg. It creates a suction. It will not come off, and that's a good thing when you're mucking around in the water. The sock is just to take up a little extra space. When we shrink a little bit, we'll use the sock to hold it on better. So what we're doing down here this morning, I'm getting ready for duck season, which is where I muck around in this kind of stuff all the time. But in the process of doing so, we've decided to harvest some of the plants that grow naturally along the river here. Now, they're not indigenous plants. They're plants from South America that have kind of taken over and created a problem in the waterways in the South especially. And the one plant we're talking about this morning is water hyacinth. I love that name for a woman, hyacinth. I think that's a beautiful name. But we have a lot of water hyacinth, and you'll see as you look across the riverbanks here, big pods of hyacinth growing. You can see their unique light green color, and they kind of float in the shallow areas and anchor in the shallow areas. And they make great beds for mastiff dogs to lie in like a walrus. But they're also edible for humans and livestock. And they have beautiful purple flowers. You can see that one there. And what I'm going to do this morning is wade off in here and collect some. And they will pull up, their tubers, they pull right out of the bottom pretty easily. And you can see they're kind of a hollow tuber. It crushes real easily. They've got a pretty complex root system. So they will break away and float up and then float out. You can see as you look across here, little sections of them floating. And that's part of the problem. That's the way they spread their colonies, and then they take root during the summer. In the wintertime, they kind of burrow down in the mud with this root system, and that may be all that survives is that. And they're perennial, so when spring comes, they reflower, and there you go, back at it again. So what we're going to do, we're going to collect some of these, and we've been feeding them to our rabbits. And I'm pretty sure we can feed them to our chickens, because chickens will eat everything we eat, right? And so we're going to compress some of these down in here. They're real easy to collect. See the little bulbs there. They're kind of hollow. I think they're more of a flotation device for the plant than anything else. So they're part of how the plant travels. Now, you may wonder why I'm not worried about water moccasins, copperheads, natrix. The natrix are just a water snake. They're not poisonous, but they're mean and they will bite you. The reason I'm not so worried about them is because I've already been bitten by them a lot of times. And number two, we got 3 crazy dogs who have been down here all morning running around acting a fool. I don't know where, well, one of them's laying right there right now. Anyhow, we're going to collect some of these. and pack them down in this tote that has holes drilled in the bottom of it, so I'm not carrying water. But yeah, these are edible by humans. A lot of people in Vietnam add them to their salads. And so I'm going to get Miss Everyman to eat a few of them for us to watch, because I haven't tried them yet. Beautiful little purple flower. There's one that's flowered out a little bit more. Hey, beautiful. You want a flower? Here's one of our hyacinth dogs. You'll also see lilies down here. There's some lilies right behind Junior the mastiff. Good old Junior. The lily leaf. They get quite large. You can see them growing all along the edge here. So I'll talk about our position here on the river and our preparedness in case things really get bad, which a lot of us believe they eventually will. Being able to forage for your animals is as important as foraging for yourself, because in the long run, you're doing it for yourself. But the animals have to be fed in order for them to produce for you. So all of these things become very important if we get to that stage. Water lily.
There's Harry the dirty dog.
Oh, Harry the dirty dog. Oops. This is just too much fun. Look, Junior's gonna eat the hyacinth right here and now. Come here, Harry dirty dog. Good boy, Harry the dirty dog. He is. He is. These are our resident cattails. They grow all along the banks here. You've seen them before. They'll have a little tuft. We used them as torches when we were kids. When they dry out, they're kind of cottony. They're about 6-8 inches long, and you can soak them in diesel fuel and light them. They'll burn for about an hour. But more importantly, they're edible, especially the roots. And I'm not going to try to pull them up because they're well rooted. You have to get in here and muck around in the mud to get them up. But the tubers are very edible. They're kind of a sweet white flesh, and you can see that they are super rooted. You cannot pull the tuber up. You have to get under it and lift up. But even parts of the stalk are edible also. And speaking of edible, there you go. You get down to that part in the middle, and it is digestible for humans. But the tuber is very yummy, but also edible down here. This is my pet thistle plant. Try saying that, pet thistle. Blitzen, help! Help, Blitzen! Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Made in China. This is my pet thistle plant. This is a very interesting, very primordial plant. It has a huge stalk that grows right up out of the center of a beautiful purple flower. And the stalks that grow up out of it are very edible. In fact, they taste like celery. We used to skin them. You have to skin them carefully because you can see everything on this plant looks dangerous, and it's because it is. So you have to be careful when you're cleaning the thistle stalks, but they're yummy. They have a little bit of a numbing effect, kind of like celery does in your mouth, but they have a lot of water in them, and they're yummy. You can add them to soups, stews, and cream sauces, and all kinds of things. So it's been kind of exciting down here on the riverbank this morning. This YouTube business is hilarious, right? This is my tried and true hunting stool, dove hunting stool, that decided to give up the ghost all at once. Oh well. More fun. Thanks for watching. See you later.